Hello, bonjour, and welcome to your new RT1 Exchange video. Welcome to this channel where we explore together, we learn about, and we taste the wonderful world of wine. If you're not familiar with the RT1 Exchange, it is a wine investment and a trading platform, as well as a wine club that has exclusive high-end wines that we offer to our members for collectors and investors alike. It allows you to freely get your wines sent to you directly or keep them in our vault in your account for an investment. Check out the link in the video description to learn more. Here on this channel, we look at all the best wine regions in the world, so you get to know every one of them by their first name. And at the moment we're looking at the Rhone Valley of France. We started a Rhone series explaining all of the best wines from the Rhone Valley. We started a few weeks ago with Chateauneuf du Pape. Last week we looked at the beautiful wines from Condrieu in the northern Rhone. You can watch that video right here and the whole series. Today I want to tell you about what is, for me, one of the very best white wines in the whole world, one of my absolute favorites, and probably the most distinctive Rhone appellation yet, arguably, but very much possibly, specialized in 100% white wines made from 100% rare Viognier grape in stunning landscapes and a truly unique terroir. So let's dive in and let's taste also. Okay, we do say that the terroir is unique for virtually every wine region that we talk about. Most wine experts do that somewhat because, well, it is true. Every soil and every climate of every single place is actually different. Like people are different, well, every wine region, every wine is different. But Condrieu is truly outstanding. Why is that? First, the vineyards are on very steep slopes overlooking the Rhône River, so steep you can't work on them using tractors. Pretty much everything has to be done by hand. There's only about 170 hectares of vineyards, in fact, in the appellation. That's about 400 acres, a tiny appellation, and that's it. So those wines are rare and very coveted. Then it's not only very steep there, it's very rocky and dry a terrain as well. The best vineyards have a very thin topsoil made up of very mineral composition, mixing chalk, flint and mica. Very important for the minerality featuring in these wines. Oh, that smells so good. Finally, we're in the northern end of the northern Rhone. So we have some altitude there. It gets hot in summer, it's the Rhone Valley, but it cools down at night, retaining the freshness in the grapes, crucial for good white wines. And it's more importantly very windy there. The combination of dry and rocky soils with very strong winds make very concentrated grapes, extremely low yields. We get super dense and concentrated juices there with freshness and acidity in them from the cooling winds and the mineral soils. Doesn't this sound like an exceptional terroir, really prepared to deliver mineral and intense white wines? Well, it does sound like it to me. Condrieu, it is. Let's talk about the wines. The Condrieu appellation only makes white wines, and they're all made from one single grape variety, the delicious Viognier. Viognier is not grown very commonly around the world. It is used generally in blends in the Rhone Valley. You find some a bit in California, in Australia, in New Zealand even, but not a lot of it. And as I mentioned, it's generally blended more often than not. And it's a shame really, because it's an astonishing grape. So delicious, really one of my absolute personal favorite white grapes. Viognier is famously very oily in texture. It envelopes your palate with this very coating feel, and it delivers succulent aromas of fresh stone fruits, a lot of white peach and apricot with delicate floral elements as well. Very sunny a wine, it feels very lively and playful expression very distinct from other types of wines. Now, in Condrieu, because of these extreme growing conditions, Viognier reaches its finest expression, combining not only the richness of the texture and the gorgeousness of those pungently sunny aromas, but also a zingy minerality, a heap of acidity, a restraint in delivery, an absolute finesse of expression. You have to really experience a Southern Rhone Viognier, rich, oily and powerful, and compare it with a Condrieu. You'll understand the distinction and how much more restrained and mineral Condrieu is. Viognier has its balanced and acidic tension, a salty mineral feel to it. All the marks of a great wine comes out of Condrieu. They age beautifully as well for up to 10 plus years, and that's a very strong mark of exceptional wines, especially white wines that can age for a long time. Well, you know you're dealing with the real good stuff. Let's talk about a few producers that you should look out for. I did taste this wine specifically as well. If you want a full review and experience how good they can be, you can watch that video right here. Let's talk about more producers. For some of the very best producers of Condrieu, you can always rely on one of my favorite négociants and owner and producer in the Rhone Valley, Guigal, this very producer right here. The standard Condrieu, this one is absolutely great, good value for the appellation. They're not cheap wines, but very good example of a relatively affordable wine with all the essence of Condrieu at around $70 a bottle. Guigal also makes some single vineyards if you really want to experience the different features we love from Condrieu, from slightly different types of soils and exposures in the appellation as well. Definitely one of the best producers in the area as well. Guigal makes famously this wine called Condrieu La Doriane, one of the icons in the appellation. You can also explore the wines by Georges Vernet or by the domain Even Mathilde Gangloff, a bit of an icon, a cult producer from the area. I love the Condrieu by Les Vins de Vienne, really affordable but beautifully made and quite affordable. Go for André Perret, also the Cave Yves Cuilleron or Michel and Stéphane Augier. Virtually all Condrieu wines are just delicious, but those that I mentioned are a few staple names in the area. To finish, let's mention that there is a sub-appellation of Condrieu called Chateauneuf. That's a tiny surface area that with its own appellation within Condrieu, delivering some of the best wines here from the very best terroirs of that small area. And note that some wineries produce sweet versions of Condrieu wines also made from grapes that are dried up and affected by noble rot that you will find labeled as sélection de grains nobles. This was your essential guide to the Condrieu wines. I'm going to be tasting and reviewing this wine here. It smells so delicious. Thanks for watching. Make sure to stay tuned to the channel if you want to continue learning more about all of the best wines in the world. Browse around the channel if you want to learn more about Bordeaux, Burgundy, Italy, Spain, Portugal, and beyond. I'll see you soon in the wonderful world of Vino. Can't wait to dive into this wine. Cheers.